And let's just look at another one here. Rich Media Ads. Marks and Spencer, which is a upscale department store in the UK. So here you see how the rest of the pages stay static. There's nothing else going on, but this ad has movement. And so, anyway, I'm sure we all get the idea there. Okay, you can also sponsor. This is an example of sponsorship where you're like a very prominent ad up high on the page, so no one has to scroll down to find you. Your impressions really are going to be pretty good here. And different pages have different types of sponsorships. Normally, you're going to have a few different banner ads on the home page and in different parts of the site. That's going to be their standard for sponsorship, and you should be dominating every page you're on, and that's a package. This is native advertising, which used to be called in the print world advertorial. This is where you have content on the site that looks like it's from the site, but it's really an ad. And again, in the online world, it's called native advertising. And the IAB has made some rules about what that's supposed to look like and how you see where it says sponsored there. The site is Gawker, but you've got sponsored content, and it's going to be for Acer computers. So now we're going to talk a little bit about video. We've talked about banners and standard sizes from the IAB. We talked about rich media that moves. We talked a little bit about sponsorships and native advertising. And native advertising, any one of those things could be a lecture in itself if we really wanted to get into it in a lot of depth, but at least that's a bit of a top line for you guys. And now we're going to talk about video, online video, and YouTube, obviously very popular, Hulu, other things. 41% of adults are watching video on their cell phone, unless you have a small iPhone like me, in which case it doesn't look so good. And people are sharing, posting, and watching videos. And lots of people download videos. This shows digital video versus television set in terms of dollars and ad spending. And it's a projection. This was done a few years ago. I apologize, but it remains pretty valid, where you see digital video going up in terms of content. But of course, with online video, the issue is, how do you get viewers, people who click to a website to watch a video until the end? And it's often a video that, if it's an ad, that they didn't really ask to see. And most videos pre-roll video, right, where you click in your content, but you have to watch a video. It's normally a 15-second video. And how do marketers get viewers to watch the whole video? Now, this is an actual ad that I sold. It's for Hulu, and it's running, was running, start your free trial on the Wi-Fi login page in Choice Hotels. Choice Hotels are Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Econo Lodge. They have lots of different brand names. And what my company, which is called Hive, Hyve, and the website is ThinkHive, is doing is selling, sorry everybody, we're selling the ads on the Wi-Fi landing page. Now, this is the banner. So basically, when you click on the hotel landing page, you enter your password and you get on the landing page, there's a video that just starts to play. And it plays for 15 seconds. And the first one that we sold was for Hulu, and then they also had this little banner ad also on the top of the landing page. Now, this is the way it actually works. This is not a Hulu ad. You're going to see this one's for Geico. This was the one that's running now. And if I click it, I would go to a place where I can sign up for insurance. This is the Wi-Fi landing page. Now, here are some of the banner ads that run on the landing page. Of course, Choice has its own rewards program being featured, not surprisingly. Then we've got some other ads. Grubhub is another one that's paying because none of the Choice hotels has room service. They don't have any restaurants. And there's Geico again with a little banner. We've got a dining lineup, Grubhub in the middle. And then we have a shopping area. And then we also have, which is here, we also have ads next to a map. So Choice has designed the landing page with these ads on it to try to monetize this particular communications platform to guests. But the problem is that guests go on the landing page. They really don't want to look at a bunch of extraneous content. They just want to get on the landing page and do whatever they normally do, online. Go to their social media or their email or whatever it is. And a lot of them are on their phone, right? They're on their cell phone. So we've had a little bit of a challenge with results for these ads. We pull DFP reports. It's a double-click for publishers report that tracks everything. This is how impressions and clicks and everything else are tracked. It's an acceptable source. And it's from software. It's SAS software, SaaS software it's called. And that's what SaaS is. So we pull these DFP reports and we take a look at what's being clicked and what's being paid. Now, Hulu was paying us not on clicks, not on impressions. They were paying us based on how many people signed up for the free trial. So they were going to pay us $7 per each sign up. So they're the ones that are going to have to give us the results for that. But in the meantime, we can kind of track other metrics for the ad. And this is a report from October 1st. And this shows, reading from left to right, the date, the advertiser, the particular ad or spot. This is the start date of when the banner or the video or whatever went up. And this is the end date, and a lot of them just run until we put something else up or something better up. Now, the reason these are all zero is that they're not paying us on a CPM basis. They're paying us on a cost per click, or in the case of Hulu, which you see down there, Hulu Choice Hotels, they're paying us $7 per click. But nevertheless, we can track. You see where it says ad server impressions. So this is for the day, how many people opened the pages, and you can see it's 28,000. Those are the top ads right there, so they have pretty big numbers. The Dine Rewards ad for Choice has less impressions. Then you get clicks. So how many people clicked the ad? and then there's no revenue and there's no CPM because they weren't paying us on that basis. Now, what happened with Hulu was they got very, very small number of clicks. They had a lot of impressions. When you add up all the time they've been up, it's millions of impressions, but they don't have very many clicks. So these metrics told us that kind of reinforced our judgment that people really don't care about looking for Hulu at that exact moment of checking into a hotel. You know, you're probably unloading your bags and you're tired and you're just getting on and doing something quick online, and you're going to figure out where to go for dinner or lunch. And Hulu is a good fit. We are going to be running ads on the in-room TVs, and Hulu is a really good fit for them because that means you've settled down and you're ready to figure out what to watch on the boob tube for the evening, but not such a good fit for the in-room. So this actually, I'm sharing an email that I sent to the Hulu client to talk about some of the issues Hulu was facing working with us on the Wi-Fi page. First of all, you briefly saw the creative, but you could see it was just snippets of different programs and talked about exciting, great programming, and then said there's a free trial. But it didn't, we felt it didn't really sell Hulu hard enough. I mean, they had a whole campaign called Never Get Hulu that we liked better, and we kind of wish they'd run some version of that. Also, the offer of the free trial was very small, and it was at the end. So anyone who didn't watch through to the end never even saw the free offer. So we were concerned about that. Well, that's my assistant, Eloise, the pug, who heard some noise in the hallway, and is now going to straighten out whoever that person was who dared to walk by my apartment without her permission. So there was also a complicated sign-up process for the free trial where you had to put in your email address and some other information and, credit card. I mean, it was just the sign-up process we felt was too long. So these are some of the suggestions we're making. You see in point 4, we want to have the offer copy larger. We're also trying to sell them some other types of media. So we were basically in a nice way trying to, as nice as we could, trying to tell the client that we thought there were problems with the creative. So yes, it's not on its own the best medium for sitting down and watching a 15-second ad, but it's the problem with Hulu's results, and they got very few clicks or anything. The problem was exacerbated by the fact that the creative does not sell Hulu very hard and does not really push the offer very hard. So I showed you that just as a way to make you think about watching video on the internet and how most people don't really sign up for it. And by the way, another thing we're doing on all the video ads from now on is to put a 15-second timer on them and to allow people to click off after, I think it's 6 seconds or so. So what we found, actually, jumped ahead here, but just to wrap up on Hulu and Choice Hotels, what we found, there were people clicking on the ad, but they were clicking probably to turn it off. And so they weren't really opting in. They weren't really interested in Hulu. So they just were they didn't know how long the video was going to last. So we wanted to add the timer element and the click off element to kind of help them deal with the video, and hopefully then clicks we got would actually be real clicks. So video, it's a challenge. You're an uninvited guest. How do you get people to watch the whole thing? And that talks to what you do in the creative too, of course, not just putting the timers and everything else on it. And by the way, all the video and everything we run, I just want to underline, we have to test on computer screens and also test on mobile. We have to make sure that ads are big enough to be viewable and the page works on mobile and everything, because obviously a lot of people are doing their Wi-Fi even with their phones, not even with computers. So these are some of the big social networks I know you guys know. This is a funny slide from a little way back about explaining social media. Twitter, I'm eating a donut. Facebook, I like donuts. Foursquare, this is where I eat donuts.